Emmanuel was a perfect dream man. He had a very masculine face, tall, dark, and handsome. Call me thirsty? I don't care. I just believe in putting myself out there. With my parents' ideal marriage, I hoped to have one too. All I wanted was someone to call my own, my partner. Yet I know we were not meant to be, but I kept hoping that the stars would realign in my favor. Like most ladies, I ignored the red flags. I relied on the vanity of fairy tales. The likes of Prince Charming, damsels in distress, and well, you know the rest. My name is Emanuela. I am what you'd call an extremist. From carrying out projects, getting involved in extracurricular activities in school, and hanging out with my pals, I always stood out. Before we continue with the story, do not forget to click on the subscription button in order to get notifications of every video posted. Thank you. My friends usually told me that I have a knack for perfection, and if something isn't perfect, there must be a problem somewhere. Well, what can I say? You can't blame me for wanting everything that I touch be perfect. Back to Emmanuel. Emmanuel used to be my childhood sweetheart. Scratch that. We were good friends. Okay, I might have exaggerated a little. We were just neighbors. There, I said it. However, I had this huge crush on him. It was so huge that I would reserve my lunch from home and give him to him during break period in school. I quite remember that he barely ever ate during break period. He would just go out and sit by the field and watch other kids play. I was the crazy stalker, always watching him from a distance. Innocent me, I couldn't pursue whatever I felt for him. However, during our senior prom, I decided to make my move. Hello, Emmanuel, I greeted. Hey, Em. I love that when he calls me Em. He had heard my dad call me that one time him and his parents visited and brought him along. That was the first time we met. His gaze returned to the dance floor as if to continue watching the show, but then doubled back. I didn't know you drank alcohol, he commented, looking at my hand, then took a sip from his glass. Oh, this? Nah, that's just punch. Nothing alcoholic, I responded. Are you sure? Yeah. No. You know what? It's prom night. We're heading to college and I might as well have just a little fun and enjoy the party. And getting drunk is your idea of enjoying the party? I was already getting offended. Why was he just being so judgmental? I had just come to ask him to dance with me and here he was acting like my big brother. What's it to you if I get a little drunk tonight? You're not my father? That's right, but tonight I'm your big brother. What? Oh no, Emmanuel had already sister-zoned me. Your dad told me to look after you and that's exactly what I'm doing. Looking after you. Now get rid of that punch and get a soda. Else I'm taking you home, he said with finality. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was how my senior prom got ruined and the guy I had planned to explore romance with had taken me for a sister, even before I made my move. Not long after prom, Dad got a work transfer and had to move to a different state. That was how I finally severed all ties with Emmanuel. It's been exactly 10 years, not that I'm counting, since that experience at prom, and I must confess that Emmanuel's rejection somewhat scared me for a while. I found difficulties in getting a boyfriend. Everyone who approached me got brushed off. Be it at lunch, during sports, or just taking a stroll, no one succeeded to catch my interest. Only Emmanuel still did. Presently, I'm what you'd call a successful and independent woman. Being a communication expert in one of the most prestigious companies in the country, you can say I can handle my own. Fully grown with my curves in the right places, I can say that years have favored me. All I need now is a man to complete me. My friends once joked and said that I appear too thirsty, but I don't think I am. I'm just being proactive. I was being defensive and I knew it. Girl, please, Sally rolled her eyes at me. Yeah, right? Ida put in. Like, we don't know how you still hung up to Emmanuel. Linda finalized. For the nth time, I am not hung up on Emmanuel. That was 10 years ago plus. I'm a woman now. I can't be bothered by some teenage crush, I said with faint confidence. Well, that's good, because Emmanuel will be at the reunion and last I heard he was divorced. Divorced? I tried to hide the joy in my voice. That's not a bother, right? I mean, you're a woman now and can't be bothered by some teenage crush. I swear Ida's sarcasm could embarrass you so much that you'd want to disappear. No, I'm not bothered. Not in the very least. Good. Sipping her drink, Linda shared a knowing look with Sally and Ida. It's 2 days to our class reunion and I still don't have a date. I was nervous. Everyone in my class is either married, pregnant, or has a child, except me. I need to find a date. With no one else available, I called on Rudolph. Rudolph is my colleague from the office. Despite being my assistant, he is slightly older than me. Besides, no one from my school knows him. He would be the perfect standby boyfriend. It was finally the deal day for the reunion. I was feeling butterflies in my stomach. I was excited about reconnecting with my former classmates, but even more, I was nervous about meeting Emmanuel again. Rudolph was the perfect gentleman. He picked me up from the house. When we arrived at the party, it was full house, loud music, lights and decorations. You know, the usual. We walked in and it took me a few minutes to get comfortable. At first, I couldn't introduce Rudolph as my boyfriend, but with time, I slipped into the lie. Some former classmates were happy for me. Linda, Sally, and Ida were just as shocked as everyone else when I introduced Rudolph as my boyfriend. Of course, they didn't believe me, so I excused myself to use the bathroom. I splashed some water on my face, then stared at my reflection in the mirror. You can do this. You can do this, Em. You can do this. You can do this. I recited 2 more times, then stepped out. I bumped face to face with Emmanuel. My, oh my, he was finer than when he was a teenager, but I decided to keep my composure. Emmanuel, Em, as beautiful as always. Thank you. I heard about your divorce. So sorry. It's okay, we weren't meant to be. The silence that followed was awkward. I have to go, I said. I left Emmanuel there, dignity intact. I was proud of me. Thankfully, Sally, Ida, and Linda were keeping Rudolph company. I rejoined them and the fun continued. On Rudolph's arm, we walked around greeting and reconnecting with my old classmates. Just as it was 10 years ago, Emmanuel was crowned the king. Don't worry, I wasn't the queen. Not interested. We had so much fun that night. I was laughing at a joke Rudolph told when Emmanuel approached us. Can I share the joke? Rudolph, this is Emmanuel, a friend. Emmanuel, Rudolph, my boyfriend. So the rumors are true? Pleased to meet you. Emmanuel and Rudolph shared a firm handshake. I was so proud of Rudolph. It's like he understood my needs and played his role extremely well. So you're the one taking care of my sister? I try my best, Rudolph responded. I must say you're doing such a great job. Take good care of her. With that, Emmanuel leaned in and placed a kiss on my temple and walked away from us. See you around, Em. I watched Emmanuel walk away and I knew that we weren't meant to be. He didn't blink an eye when he heard me introduce Rudolph as my boyfriend. Then I realized I didn't need to fake anything about my life. Feeling the joy in the atmosphere, I was glad with myself. Single or not, I am responsible for my happiness. Starting this night, I would never bother myself about not having a man. I am determined to fulfill this period of singleness in my life. End of story.